Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Welcome back to our next lesson. Today we'll continue with page 83. Page 83. So on this page we have another short story. This story is about New York City. New York City. Let's begin. New York City is at the mouth of the Hudson River. Marka mouth wa afka, marka webigaas wa afka ku haya, magaalada webigaas afka ku haysa. A part of the city is on an island, the name of which is Long Island. To the east of Long Island is the Atlantic Ocean. New York City has hundreds of miles of streets, thousands of buildings, and millions of people, almost 9 million altogether. Another name for New York City is the Big Apple. This may not be a bad name for it because living there has both a sweet and sour side. People living in New York City and outside of it often take a look at the pages of the New York Times, one of the city's and world's important newspapers, for up to the minute reports about what takes place on the streets and in back of closed doors in the Big Apple. Marka up to the minute waxa weeyaan daqiiqadii la soo gaaray reportkiisa lala socdo takes place wixii ka dhaca wadooyinka ama magaalada dhexdeeda in back of closed doors iyo albaabada xiran dabadooda. Marka wixii banaanka iyo wixii sirta ayuu ka waramayaa jaraa'idkaasi New York Times. Some parts of the city are very beautiful with tall new office buildings, some of which go up 100 floors or more. But New York is an old city, so there are parts of it that are far from beautiful, where there are old buildings with boards across the windows and doors. People are afraid to go out on the street at night in those parts of the city. And they are right. They should be afraid. It is not a good idea to be out on those streets at night without a friend. New York has an important place in American history. The first Europeans came to where New York is today in 1626. They were from the Netherlands. Marka dadkii ugu horeeyay Europe Ingiriiska Holland bay ka yimaadeen dadkii ugu horeeyay magaalada New York tagay from Netherlands, Holland, Netherlandka. They took the place away from the Indians for a few mirrors, bracelets, necklaces, rings, and so on. A few years later, marka when we say Indians, maaha hindida India degan, waa dadkii asalka Mareykanka bariga hore degnaa, asalkooda wadanka iska lahaa intaana dadkii Yurubta yimin, marka Yurubtii dadkii yimid baa ayaa laayay, wayna kala wareegeen wadankii. The English took it away from the Dutch. It was not long before New York came to be a marketplace. Marka Ingiriiskana waxay kala wareegeen Hollandiiska ka qaateen. Not long before waqti dheer kuma qaadan ilaa inta New York ka noqotay meel suuq aad u weyn, with goods from both Europe and North America, where a European knife could be had for 3 animal skins, or an Indian basket could be had for 2 mirrors. But problems soon came up between the Indians and the Europeans. So the Europeans put up a wall against the Indians. Today the name of the place where that wall was is Wall Street. New York was the first capital city of the United States of America. Early next spring, my family and I may go to New York City. Our idea is to be there for a few days at the end of March. When we go, we will go by airplane. The last time I was in New York, which was 3 years ago, I was only at Kennedy Airport for 2 hours. But that was enough for me. It was a very busy place. Only people, wall-to-wall people. And many of them were angry. It was terrible. I was soon tired of it all and very happy to go back home. But this time, it will not be the same. Things will be different, very different. You have my word. My word, you have my word. ballanteeda oo adiga haysa weyn waan ku ballan qaadaya marka qofka markuu ku ballan qaadayo you have my word or I promise you have my word. If we are lucky and the weather is nice, we will have fun outdoors. If the sky is clear and it's not too cold, we will go for a walk through Central Park, a big park in the middle of the city. If the flowers and leaves are out, the park will be very beautiful, without question. I'm sure that we will also take a look at some of New York's big stores, with their beautiful and expensive goods from around the world. Some of the goods are one of a kind. The clothes are always up to date. Marka one of a kind waa mid u gaara khaasa mid kale lamid ma jiro. Up to date na waxa weeyaan waqtigu la socda. So this is the end of the first part of the story. Marka inshallah we'll continue with the next lesson. So make sure you read this again, continue to read it, make sure you understand it. And jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.